Another beautiful day here in southwestern Ontario. The sun is shining, and it's the final day of the OCAA Men's Basketball Championships here on We Digital. Hello, everybody. My name is Dominic Papa, and welcome to another broadcast of OCAA Men's Basketball action. Two games coming your way today. The bronze medal game we'll start with in just a moment, and, of course, the gold medal game a little bit later on this afternoon. As always, joining us, Logan Kuchera. Boy, what a night it was last night, Logan.
Wow, those games last night were so exciting. Yep.
It was a great night of basketball. We're anticipating another intense day of basketball. Let's get into this bronze medal game. It's the Lambton Lions taking on the Mohawk Mountaineers. Lambton's the defending bronze medal champions from last year, Logan, and, there's still something to play for here.
Yeah, Lambton's had a solid weekend overall, and I don't think they're done yet. They've hit the shots that they've needed to, and they're playing as a group.
According to Coach James Grant, of course, he's proud of the bronze medal they accomplished last year, and he wants to defend it this year.
They are using it as motivation, and I know you talk to these guys, and not a lot of them were with us last year, right? There's very, very few that experienced it last year, and this is big for them. A new group of players at the same level as their predecessors, right? So it's maybe came a little quicker than we planned for it to be back in the medal game, but it feels good, and I think it just means for a program we're doing things right. So hopefully you can keep that up.
The Mohawk Mountaineers, they've played in big games, they've played in championship games, but according to Coach Brian Jonkers, they've never won a bronze medal. He knows it's going to be tough, though. His team took a tough loss yesterday, an emotional loss. It's his job to get the team up and ready for this bronze medal game. This is what he had to say.
I'm going to let you know, we've actually never played for a bronze medal. So we've been fortunate enough to be in finals and had some success in nationals and things, but we never actually played for a bronze medal. But I know when your sole focus all year has been to win a championship, today can be looked upon as a disappointment. So, yeah, there's a great challenge in trying to motivate the guys and say, hey, we still have something to play for here today. Only one team can win, and there's no shame in walking away here with at least a bronze and winning your last game of the year rather than losing it.
Thanks, Coach Brian Jonker, for those comments. And, of course, he's going to have to win today, Logan, without Daniel Graham, the starting guard. This guy's outstanding.
Yeah, I think the players are going to have to pick it up and, play together as a team like they have been doing and drive to the basket, because that's one of the keys that they've been missing in the last few games.
All right, so when we come back to the St. Clair College Sportsplex, it's the bronze medal game. You're watching OCAA Men's Basketball on We Digital Productions.
For every big breath, for every little breath, and for every breath in between, Ontario Power Generation is committed to keeping Ontario's air clean. That's why the power we generate is 99% free of smog and carbon emissions. Because clean air matters to us all.
Months of hard work, battling, and matchups all come down to today. To start off the day is the bronze medal game. Welcome once again to We Digital's coverage. Justin Bridge, Janica Sarah with you as the Mohawk Mountaineers take on the Lambton Lions for a chance to pick up some hardware to close out this 3-day tournament. Jenna, excited to see how things play out amongst these two teams. Both these teams lost in the semifinals yesterday, but look to come away at least with the bronze today.
Exactly. It'll be a great game here today at the Sportsplex, and I'm excited to watch it get underway.
The Lambton Lions last year picked up the bronze. They look to win a back-to-back medal. They'll be starting their usual starting five seen throughout the tourney. That includes Bianangu Gakira, Tyrell Miller, and Jerry Wilson with Journey Joseph and Samuel Barbatunde Shawunmi. the starting five for the Lions, who in the regular season had finished at 500. Lambton looking to pick up their first victory against this team in the season. They lost both times to the Mountaineers by double-digit points. Mohawk looking to pick up their first medal as a program since 2015-16. There has been a change to their starting lineup compared to the previous matchups. Roman Kamara, along with Mackenzie Hart, Jerry Mercury Jr., Stefan Ansko moves up into the starting lineup from the six-man role. Kale Kawara rounds out the starting five. Daniel Graham broke his left wrist during the first 2 minutes of yesterday's matchup in the semifinals, and had played through that injury previously. Your quick thoughts before we get things tipped off today, Jenna.
They both had strong games yesterday, so they're going to come out aggressive, playing their game, and we'll see who gets the first bucket and is ready on defense.
Just about all set to go. Today's officials, Des Collins along with Daryl McGrath. Bill Parker rounds out the starting referees for today. It's time to start things off for the bronze medal game for the OCAA Men's Basketball Championship from Windsor, Ontario at St. Clair College and its Sportsplex. Got you out with us here on WeDigital.ca. In the jump circle for the Lambton Lions, it's Sammy Bartune Shawami. Off to start things off for Mohawk, Mackenzie Hart. Glad to have you with us. It's time to battle for the bronze medal. We're underway from Windsor. With it is Miller to start things off. Lambton yesterday showed a slower tempo offense. They start off with two high screens. Miller drives to the cup, no good. Janae Shawami gets the putback chance for the bucket.
He'll be a key aspect in this game, getting rebounds like that and putbacks, especially with his height.
Ensko, meanwhile, has it bobbled, picked up back with the defense with Wilson. Kalora gives it on to Kale. Kale takes the mid-range jumper. Rims out, back it away, rebound by the Lions. Lambton Lions start things off with a 2-0 advantage within the first minute of play. Fortune Shawami battles in the low post. Looking on the drive, inside, it's Joseph, no good. Top scorers in the province, no good on the bucket. Kale Kora, no good from short distance. But a whistle is drawn, and two free throws coming up for Kale Kora.
And if the whistle didn't blow, Mercury Jr. was there for the putback. And as we seen yesterday, he had 20 rebounds, so he is effective on that glass.
A 20-20 game, in fact. Points and rebounds. But Kale Kawara now to the strike for the first free throw attempts of the game after the Kakiro personal. That one drops yesterday from the free throw line. The Mountaineers 18 of 28 from the stripe.
10 misses, so they'll be key shots today.
Mountaineers lost by 13 to George Brown. Reference. Putting onto it, Miller. Taking it slow across the timeline. Now Joseph. Back to Miller. Kira tries to open up towards the top. Kira. 9 on the shot clock. Screen set by Joseph. Joseph pick and fade. Kira on the drive. No good. Kira with the second chance in the midst of three players. Stopped by Hart. Taken up by Kale Kawara. Going past Joseph. No good. Put back good. Mercury Jr.
That's what he's known best for, is getting up in the air and getting those putbacks.
He picked up 6 offensive rebounds yesterday in the Mountaineers' loss. Wilson looks back to Miller. They'll set play once more. Miller trying to direct traffic towards the corner. Wilson goes to the outside corner. Outer side taken. Gakira for the three. No good. Picked up on the rebound by the Mountaineers after the initial bubble. Pass quickly down the court. Mercury Jr. stripped, but knocked in bounds. Joseph the last to touch it.
Journey Joseph doing what he knows best, getting his hands on the ball. Not letting anything easy go.
Let's look at the putback. Hart. Let's go. Give it out to the corner. Okora, they say, stepped out of bounds, turned over by Mohawk.
We've seen a couple of those calls this weekend, stepping out of bounds in that corner position.
Quick turnover picked up. Mohawk yesterday, 14 steals in the losing effort. 15, though, for George Brown. Wilson out to Joseph. Sizes up, looks for the jumper, contested off the front of the rim, no good. Taken back up by Mercury Jr. The junior drives up, floats it, no good. Rebound ripped down. Babatunde Shawami in the traffic. Now off Mercury Jr.'s face. Rolled forward, stolen away by Mercury Jr. Out to Ansko for the three. Hits the back of the rim.
Some nice pressure there from Mohawk to almost get that second chance opportunity.
Miller pulls it back. Babatunde Shawami on the screen. Miller the three. Gets it to drop.
We've seen a lot of that from Miller.
Miller yesterday, a standout player. He ended up picking up 24 points, 7 rebounds, 6 assists against the Huskies. No good on the drive by Romel Calora. Miller, electing to keep it this time. Now kicks it off to Joseph. Joseph off the pump. Goes for the fade in mid-range, drawing contact. First free throws for the Lions coming up.
Nice stop and pop there by Journey Joseph.
Kel Kawara caught for his first personal, first team foul. He was in foul trouble yesterday, remember. But the interesting thing when it came to Joseph, he was kept out of the game scoring-wise by St. Clair. Just 14 points, the best scorer in the province last season, or this season for the West.
That's right. They did a good job defensively on him, and he wasn't able to score to that 20 mark. So we'll see what he does here today. I know he did say before the game that he had a tight quad that was bugging him.
Does make the second free throw, though, however, to make it a 3-point advantage. Galcora kicks it around. Hall has it now. Hart, the three, no good. Miller on the board. Approaching 4 minutes into the first quarter of play. 7-4, Lambton. Three by Miller just rolls out. Hart on the board again. Galcora keeps it far side, drives to the paint, down low. Ansko draws the whistle for contact and 2 free throws.
Nice cut to the key by Ansko to get that foul call. And great pass by the Cora brother.
That's against Jerry Wilson, his first personal, team second. And the first substitution of the game signaled. We've seen this a lot. Babatunde Shawami substituted early out for Georgi Nedyalkov.
He was a big presence in the game last night against St. Clair. He came in off the bench and had a great showing, getting to the foul line more than once.
No good on the first free throw, meanwhile, is Ansko. Sixth man of the year for the West Division. A rookie. Good on the second. Miller, give it over to Joseph. The Calora is setting up the defense in the top 2 zones. Wilson calling for motion. Akira moves to the nearby core. Now over to Miller. And Yelkov battles to the low post. 7 on the shot clock. Miller pulls up just inside the arc for the bucket. It's good.
He has a nice release on that shot.
Quickly, the Mountaineers to the other end. Ansko out to Mercury Jr. Rolls it way in from the top of the rim.
Nice look from the corner there to get it to Mercury Jr. for the easy bucket.
Coming up to halfway through this first quarter of play. Joseph gets it around. Miller. Miller sides back over Romel Calora. Bounces its way in once again. Miller the bucket. He's got 7. Kale Calora now from the baseline. Pass again to Mercury Jr. Again on the cut. Again with the roll-in.
That's what Mohawks needs to start this game. Easy buckets, and then they'll find that 3-point shot.
Oh, and the pass to Akira goes off his fingertips into the second row.
That's unfortunate. Nice left-hand finish there by Mercury Jr.
More substitutions signaled for. Coming in, Jack Thorpe for Lambton. Couple other changes for the Mountaineers as Rayvon Young comes in for the first time. Also in Ricky Morrison, who's seen a bit less playing time in yesterday's matchup compared to the quarterfinal. Malcora sizes up Nedyalkov, goes up, tries to fade over him. Off the front of the rim, no good. Rebound picked up, second chance, drops, Esko. 11-all coming up to 4 minutes to go in the first quarter of play here on We Digital. Glad to have you with us for the bronze medal game of the OCAA Men's Basketball Championship. Miller stepping back, passes it off. Joseph contested, no good. Last touch by Thorpe, Mohawk basketball.
Mohawk's putting some good pressure on Lambton Lions so far.
And a quick inbound and a quick three. No good. Put back. Chance. Wow. Morrison on the board and a whistle blown. Lambton basketball. And a quick stoppage with 4:08 to go in the first quarter of play here. But you're right in terms of the energy level. It's been pretty high. Why do you think that is?
A medal's on the line. You know, both teams came into this weekend looking for that medal, and here they are in the bronze game, and, you know, they're not going to go away without a fight. And so far we've seen both teams fighting.
And remember, Mohawk, that score doesn't say the full story. They nearly came back from 24 points down.
Mm-hmm. That's right. They made it exciting in those last couple of minutes, and we had ourselves a game. Unfortunately, they just couldn't take care of business near the end, but they put up a great fight once again.
So Morrison, as seen, taken over to the training table after that battle for the rebound. Lambton has the basketball, tied up at 11, 4:08 to go in the first quarter of play after the injury stoppage. So, with that said stoppage, Mohawk has now brought in Harpreet Gill for the first time in the game today. Seen some minutes last night. Joseph taking his time to get it to Wilson. 11 on the shot clock, now to Miller. Miller looking, stepping back, putting up the three, bounces its way in for the bucket.
Another lucky bounce there for Miller to get that three-point shot.
Young now trying to match up with Miller. On the drive back, Mercury fading, no good. Chases, he'll miss on the tap out. Over to Ansko on the pass, rejected out of bounds. Slapped out of bounds by Nedyalkov.
Nice hustle play there by Mercury Jr. to get his own rebound, to get that second chance opportunity.
So with that, the timeout call, the first one taken by the Mountaineers as they trail by 3 to these Lions. And Lambton, we talked about this a fair bit in terms of the run, just one shot away from pulling off the upset last night. The possible game-winning shot from Wilson off the side of the backboard with under 5 seconds to go.
I think a lot of fans in here were nervous because Lambton had that opportunity to win the game, but Terrence William wasn't going to let it happen, and he made it tough for that Lambton line to get the shot up.
Now to clarify, in that situation, the flagrant had been called, hence the reason for that situation to come in the first place. But the Lions in of itself, they have not played like a team that's at 500 from the regular season.
Exactly, I agree. You know, they've been playing a lot better than 500. And in the end, the record doesn't matter. You made it here to the championship, and they're showing what they're capable of.
They've shown that all throughout this championship tournament. Now, 14-11 the score, with 3:31 to go in the first quarter of play. Many fans still making the trip down to Windsor to cheer on the respective squads. Close out this respective championship. Lambton with the advantage, Mohawk with the ball. Young with 6 on the shot clock, move to the corner. Melchior up for the 3, no good. Rebound picked up by Gill. Move back to Young. Young on the drive, stolen away, taken away by Joseph. Moved up by Miller. Miller size up, Romel Kalora tries to spin. What nifty moves for the bucket.
Wow, what a spin move by Miller there.
Quickly back to the air end, the Mountaineers. Mercury Jr. calling for some help down low. He moves it down low. Now gets the help from Gill outside. Over to Yun. Yun spins it away. Back to Gill. Gill drops it. Taken away by Miller. Miller has numbers. He takes it over. Over top Hansko. No good. Battle for the rebound. Gakira on the tap. Mohawk on the ball. Move back to Ansko. Transition three off the back of the rim. No good. Rebound picked up by Kendi. Kendi starting to call the play back. Slowing down the tempo. Slight touch. Over to Miller. Move to Joseph. Top of the arc. On the set play. Drives it. Cuts. Draws the whistle. 2 free throws coming up. Ansko on the personal. Ansko's first.
I think Ansko was hoping for a charge there, but he came in just a little too late. Feet were still moving. And he was inside the restricted area.
So, Joseph to the strike. Their substitution, Hart back into the game. Ansko to the bench. So Joseph so far, just the 2 points early on, make it 3. But he's been extremely effective throughout much of the season in terms of scoring, as we've talked about. Also has been solid when it comes to, when you think about him on the rebounding side, you can argue.
Absolutely. He's an all-around player, and he gets the job done. And so far, he's proven that this weekend.
Yun looks to spin back. Move to Kale Kaora. Move to the low post. On the up and under. Bucket drops.
Both Clora brothers are very patient when they get inside and up into the rim. They make it look really smooth.
5-point deficit for the Mountaineers to deal with 2 minutes to go in the first quarter play. Miller moved over outside the 3. No good from Gakira.
It's a rare miss from Gakira, considering he hit so many triples in yesterday's game.
On the other end, Kale to the line to shoot one on the end one.
As I just said, the Clore brothers on the inside. And he'll take the and one.
So Joseph with his first personal, 3rd team foul. As Barbertunde Shawunmi comes back in now for Ned Yelkov. Keep in mind when it comes to Kale Kaora as well, 15 points in the outing yesterday with the 1 triple. And now, he's quickly moved himself to 5 points on the free throw. Mohawk, 5 consecutive points. Kendi over to Miller, 14 on the shot clock. Moved outside, Gakira. Will step back left, reaching in, Kale Kaora. And he now has a 2nd personal and a 3rd team foul. Similar to yesterday.
Yes, very similar. And the look on his face right now, he can't believe it.
Under 90 seconds to go in the first quarter. Miller quickly to Kendi. The 3 off the front of the rim. Swami on the rebound, blocked by Hart.
Hart getting up there, not letting anything easy go. The fans were loving that one. He got up there high.
So 12 on the shot clock. Shawunmi over to Kendi. Move to Miller. Miller, contested jumper. No good. Last touch by Joseph. Mohawk basketball. Mohawk starting to take the momentum a little bit. On the cut, it's Yun. Bounce pass, now back with Mercury Jr. Back to Yun for the 3. No good. Rebound by Barbertunde Shawunmi again. Taken up by Kendi, over to Miller. More step back over to Kendi. Under a minute to go in the first quarter, playing to Miller. Miller trying to call for the screen, gets it. Pick and roll, Barbertunde Shawunmi on the cut. Now outside, Joseph, 5 of the shot clock. Outside, Kendi, the 3, no good. Rebound picked up by Hart this time. But a 15-second difference, shot clock and game clock. Romel Kaora draws contact, count it, and the foul.
That was some nice footwork there. to get the bucket to go. The way that the Clair brothers are able to hang in the air, keep the ball away from the defensive hands, it's pretty impressive.
And keep in mind what's also been impressive, 7 consecutive Mountaineers points on the board. Make it 8 straight points scored. No points back from the Lions in that stretch.
They have the momentum going their way.
19-18 Mohawk, 33.7 seconds to go in this first quarter. Into the game for the first time with that free throw, Mimo Gomez. Down the baseline, it's Akendi. Through the double, move back to Joseph, floats it over Hart, gets it the lucky roll.
Nice photo there by Joseph.
Shot clock off. Yun looks to his left. Calls for movement to the left with Mercury Jr. 5 seconds to go in the quarter. Yun takes the 3. Off the back rim, no good. And that will close out the first 10 minutes of play. The score after one quarter, Mohawk 20, Lambton going back and forth with the Mountaineers. A 20-19 score after 10 minutes of play.
For every big breath, for every little breath, and for every breath in between, Ontario Power Generation is committed to keeping Ontario's air clean. That's why the power we generate is 99% free of smog and carbon emissions. Because clean air matters to us all.
Did you know that the most severe injuries in our region are motor vehicle crashes? 65% of road fatalities last year were directly the result of distracted driving. 90% of injuries arriving in our emergency rooms are preventable. Our message to you this summer is, put down the phone. Just drive. Let's work together to keep our trauma stretchers empty.
What can milk do? Well, it can turn you into a morning person. It can help fuel some pretty tough stuff. And it can definitely make cartoons funnier.
No, it can't.
Oh, well, it can have a little edge. But come on, even kiddies love it. It'll keep up with you at any age. It makes engines whir and creme brulee creamy. It's one of the easiest labels you'll ever read. And anything that makes this happen is pretty special. In fact, what can't milk do?
Which really, with number 12, Barbara Shawame, it should be.
Welcome back, everyone, to the start of the second quarter of play here on We Digital. 2019 the score for the Lions and the Mountaineers. Let's take a look at the quick stats. Just discussing these stats in particular, look at the difference in the paint. A +10 for Mohawk so far.
Mohawk's definitely dominated in that part of the game so far, so we'll see what Lambton can do with their size down low.
So far leading the way in points, Kale Kalora for the Mountaineers, 7 points, but 2 personals. Munstill's off the floor to start the quarter. No good to start off the frame. Is Hart on the jump shot. Taken back up by the Lions. Miller drives, no good. Picked up instead by Hart inside. Mercury Jr. takes it back up. Moved up by Yun. Yun hops, pass back, Gomez, mid-range, no good. Tapped out on the rebound. Last touch by Lambton with 11 still on the shot clock.
Mohawk coach is just yelling, go, go, so he wants that fast-paced game from his players.
Strangely enough, no fast break points scored in the game for either side. Ansco, 3, no good. Rebound picked up again by Barbertuni Shawami. Already 10 rebounds on the game coming up. That's how effective he's been down low in just 6 minutes.
Yep, his size is a game changer.
Joseph pumps, 5 on the shot clock, driving inside for the bucket, good.
Nice little fake there by Joseph to get inside.
Jordy Joseph just the second made shot of the game. 8 points on the day. Outside, Mercury Jr. for 3. Yes, he's got it.
Finally, Mohawk scores a three-pointer. That was a nice shot by Mercury Jr.
Mohawk in the first quarter, 0 for 8 from beyond the arc. Miller. It's slow tempo once more for Joseph. Working back and forth with Mercury Jr. to the left, loses the ball. Ansko steals it. Young to his left. Ansko keeps it for the dunk. Lambton rushes back to the other end. Joseph back to Barbertune. Shawami gets his own miss for the 10th board. Draws the whistle. Go to the line to shoot 2. Hart on the contact.
There was that fast break. Just like Coach was talking about, push the ball, and they get a dunk out of it.
Amongst the substitutions now with this stoppage, Romel Cora coming in for Gomez. Into the game for the first time, Michael Berry. But at the stripe, this trip, Babatunde Shawanmi. Yesterday when it came to the big man, up and down at the stripe. That one does not go down inside the bucket.
So far, he's been key down in that, down in the paint. So we'll see if he continues to get all these rebounds.
Seconds no good. Mercury Jr. gets the rebound this time. Yun quickly down to Barry. Back out to Yun. Yun tries to drive, avoids a double. Outside Romel Kaora for the 3. Yes, he's got it again.
That hyped the bench up, that's for sure.
2 triples in 3 makes for Mohawk now. Miller looking around, gives it down to the corner. The 3 taken. Gakira, no good. Moved up by Yun. Yun steps to his left. Look to pass it, now does to Hart. Hart give it to Romel Cora for 3, yet again off the front of the rim.
Just short on that one.
Miller on the rebound there. Miller calling for a screen. This time he wants Gakira to set up for the double screen. He takes the deep 3, misses it. Chase down again for the board. Barbertune Shawami on the rebound. Wilson on the 3. Too long again. Coming up to 3 minutes into the second quarter of play. 27-22 the score. Down low, Barry draws the whistle to go to the line to shoot 2.
That was a nice look for Barry there, coming off the bench, taking it strong to the hoop, getting to the foul line.
Barbertune Shawami contact drawn. He'll get his first personal of the game. Again, in the second quarter of play, 5-point advantage, the Mountaineers. Substitution, Ned Yelkov coming in for Babatunde Shawanmi.
Lambton is getting a lot of good looks from around the arc, just not hitting them like they were last night.
And Barry misses the first of 2. Barry did see some playing time closing stages last night. That one drops for the second free throw. 6-point lead. Quick pass, Wilson, 3. Doesn't draw the rim. Kept alive by Thorpe. Right to Mohawk for the pass break. On the drive, Mercury Jr. with a stop. And a quick buzzer. And a quick timeout called. Lambton wants in and gets it.
Great pass for the dunk finish. Mercury Jr. is loving that one.
Jerry Mercury Jr. having a stellar weekend, say the very least.
He came ready to play, that's for sure. He's been tuned in right from the get-go. There's no looking back for him.
You can tell the difference, though. Tyrell Miller has been a big part of the offense so far with 12 points, 5 assists, 3 rebounds. No points, though, so far in the first 3+ minutes for the Lions from him.
You know what? You got to give Tyrell Miller a lot of credit. He's come into this weekend ready to play every single game, putting on a show. You know, ball handling skills are insane, and he's getting great looks, and they will fall.
So now what do you expect adjustment-wise from the Lions? Just 3 points so far this quarter.
Smart passes, smart shots, get the open look, and I think they'll do just fine in the rest of this quarter.
So the second quarter of play continues. What has been a 10-3 run to start the quarter.
Lambton had the momentum at the start of the game, and now it's turned, and Mohawk has the momentum.
Nedyelkov gets it off the inbound, give it to Miller. Thorpe, give it around, back to Thorpe. Can't hold on to it, turned over.
Don't think they were expecting that out of the timeout.
So, after the turnover, the Mountaineers get the ball back. On the floor for Mohawk, Young lined up with Rumacora. Barry, long with Hart. Mercury Jr.
Nice take there by Young. He's been getting the ball a lot, driving in, stopping and kicking out, but that time he took it for himself.
The Mountaineers now with a 12-3 run to start. Journey, Joseph loses the ball. Barry with the steal. Young gets it off the bounce. Romel Kaora moves outside. Young transition, pulls back from the three. Play continues. Hart to Romel Kaora. Stepping back. Wilson falls to the floor. Mercury Jr. over him, no good. And Yelkov on the rebound. Down to the other side, off the back and forth. Miller spinning, looking, passing to Wilson. Wilson steps back, stays inside the arc. Now Joseph outside of it. Moving back again, the step back. Wilson, three, open, no good. Rebound again, picked up this time by Mercury Jr. Moved up quick for Hart. Out to the corner, Romel Kaora, no good. Nedyelkov on the rebound.
Both teams are pushing the pace here.
Joseph gives it outside. Thorpe wide open. Just grazes the bottom of the front of the rim. Taken up by Romel Kaora off the pass. No good. Tap out Mercury Jr. taken by the Lions for the pass break. Pass down on the bounce. Wilson, the three. Breaks up the run and misses with a three. Mohawk calls time. Halfway through the second quarter of play.
There's Wilson with a nice three-pointer.
That was a stretch of about a minute and maybe 30 seconds with one made shot.
Yeah, both teams put up lots of shots, just nothing was able to go in. And Lambton was finally able to get that three. A lot of chaos happening out there. Good chaos.
Remember, following this game, it's the gold medal game between the George Brown Huskies and the St. Clair Saints. The #1 seeds from their respective divisions will be George Brown with its second gold medal in 3 seasons. It will be St. Clair with their first gold medal since the inaugural year in what became the OCAA 1967-68. Find out at 3:30 p.m. Eastern here on WeDigital.ca. And to say that game's going to be very, very intriguing is an understatement. St. Clair with a lot of momentum, 11-game winning streak with the postseason. George Brown, 19 games straight.
Yep, it'll be a great game, both ends of the court, and I know it's going to be a packed gym, which is going to help them in that gold medal game.
So getting back to this matchup, what do you expect adjustment-wise here after what's been essentially a quarter with a 12-6 advantage for the Mountaineers so far?
I think Mohawk's going to come out here, slow down the pace a little bit, set up their play, and see what options they can get from it.
So the Kaora is on the floor. Now Ansco back in. Hart, Mercury Jr. the 5. Outside, Kale Kaora, the 3 off the back of the rim. Picked up by Hart. Draws the whistle on the rebound. It's the third total personal at the quarter. That was on Nedyelkov.
Yep, fair foul. Hart trying to get up for that rebound and shoved him a little too hard.
His first, second team foul. Pass going down low, Mercury Jr. Bobbles it, given out to Romel Kaora, taking the drive. Trying to find space mid-range with 5 of the shot clock. Thorpe on him. Try spin by Thorpe, outside, Hart, taking the three, making the three!
Nice patience there by the Mohawk Mountaineers.
A 15-6 Mohawk run here in the second quarter. Pass back to no one. Joseph just holds on to it. Joseph on Kale Kalora. Knocks him through. Loses the ball himself. Taken up by Mercury Jr. Mercury Jr. around Wilson with the bucket. Continues the run.
Mercury Jr. with some big steps there to get around the Lambton line for that bucket.
Run progresses forward. Joseph gives it off to Thorpe. Wilson moving to the near side corner. Joseph gives it now off to Miller. Out to Thorpe. 6 on the shot clock. Thorpe fade away off the side of the backboard. Wanted the whistle, didn't get it. Moved off of Kale Core's right arm. Takes it with the left hand. No good. Mercury Jr. no. Mercury Jr. third chance no. Tapped out right over to Miller. Miller 3-on-2. Works into the paint. Contact but draws in the layup.
Lots of hands there for the Mohawk Mountaineers. They just weren't able to get that second and third opportunity.
Calgora gives it off to Mercury Jr. to keep the run going. Yes! Timeout Lambton. A 20-8 run throughout the corner for the Mountaineers with the three from Mercury Jr.
He wasn't able to get the putback on the previous play, but he comes down and scores a three-pointer. Yet again, showing his skills for the Mohawk Mountaineers.
And yet again, in the conversation for a double-double, how about not just the 16 points, but the 7 rebounds? We're not even close to done to the first half yet.
We're not. And he, again, just showing his skill that he is capable of scoring, but also on that defensive end, getting those rebounds. He's a strong presence on the court here today.
And remember, the last time these two teams met, it was a 40-point Mountaineers win. They scored more than 100 points, just 66 for Lambton. That was at Mohawk. Before that, it was a 13-point win by the Mountaineers. How big is that coming to play now, you think, with the 2-0 record against the Lions in the regular season?
In a medal game, I think that's huge. You know, you're coming off the regular season. You know you've beat this team twice, at home, away. So it's huge. They have everything, right? They have nothing to lose.
So with 3:14 to go in the first half of play, the Mountaineers with the momentum. Remember, women's basketball action going on for its bronze medal game. Fanshawe, Algonquin, the opponents in that one. Falcons up by 2 in their second quarter of play. Lambton with the ball after the timeout. Inbound, knocked out. Last touch by Hart, they'll redo it. Change possession, in fact, as well with Gakiro. Now going to Barbertune Shawami, already doubled. Mohawk keeping the pressure up. After the pass, Joseph works around Kale Kaora, breaks up the run.
Nice Euro step there by Joseph.
Moved up by Kale Kaora. Looking to Mercury Jr., the alley-oop layup is good.
Air time by Mercury Jr. He knew as soon as he was getting the ball, he was going to stay and just put it up. And that he does for the 2 points.
A 22-10 quarter for the Mountaineers. Miller, the three, no good. Hart again on the rebound. Moved up by Kale Kaloro. Losing the ball, taken away by Joseph. Miller takes it. Hart trying to dunk it on him. Instead draws the whistle.
Good take there. Hard foul. Yep, he got him.
So Hart picks up his second personal, second team foul. And so after drawing the contact and failing to put Hart on a poster, Miller to the line to shoot 2. Kalkalora out, Yun in on the substitutions, by the way. Remember, a big day for the Lions in terms of basketball in general. They're amongst the gold medal game for the women's basketball tournament.
Yeah, that's awesome to have both basketball programs and a medal game.
Second one's good. 1 for 2 at strike this time. Yun to Hart. Mercury Jr. Junior moves to the mid-range, just at the edge of the key, no good. Joseph takes it up off of the board. Coming up 2 minutes to go in the first half of play. Lambton trails by 12. Miller, what is the reach? Draws the foul on the layup. And Miller back to the stripe.
Once again, Miller taking it hard to the net. Just missing that and one.
Let's go second personal. 13 foul. So after going 1 for 2 just moments ago, Miller makes it 2 for 3 in this stretch. And you were talking about how smooth that shot release was. He missed the second one.
He does have a smooth shot release. Today he hasn't hit as many as he did yesterday, but then again, we're only coming up to halftime.
Floater no good from Miller. Bottom 2 days, Shawami gets the bucket inside.
That was a big rebound for the Lambton Lions.
And 45 to go in the first half now. Young out to Hart. Tiptoes around the 3 to get it.
There's Young again, driving into the paint, stopping, kicking out for the open guy.
Miller watching the play develop. Gets the screen up top. Moved out to Joseph. Thinks of the 3. Takes the 3 out for the jump. Too strong. Mercury again on the rebound. Back and forth with Mercury. Now Young, the drive. Looks to kick it out. Does to Mercury Jr. Off the pump. Size mismatch out to Ramel Kalora. Ramel Kalora pass back to Mercury Jr. He tiptoes back for the 3 off the front of the rim. Hart gets the rebound inside and a fresh 14. Down to the final minute of the first half of play. Mercury Jr. whistle. Comes just before the drive and an inbound coming from the sideline. Candy the nearest there at the time of the whistle.
Yeah, he was all over Hart. Almost like he was hugging him just to get around him.
And an alley-oop coming off the inbound, nearly posterizing the lines instead of the line to shoot 2.
That was a nice play there by the Mohawk Mountaineers. Too bad he couldn't finish it, but he'll go to the line.
If that bounces in the right way, that is on some highlight reels.
Sure is. We love to see that.
Wilson caught for his second personal, team 4th by the way. Ansco with the situation, as mentioned with the injury to Graham, moving into the starting role, but he was very effective off the bench all season.
And this weekend he's been great, and today here in the bronze medal game, he's really shown what he's capable of. Aggressive and working hard.
Joseph, drive, contested, good.
Just like that, Lambton responds.
Cora gives it off to Mercury Jr. Thought of 3. Now Ansco takes the 3, makes the 3.
Just like that, we're talking about Ansco again. Draining the 3-pointer.
5 consecutive points now. On a 7-second difference, shot clock and game clock. Miller, deep 3, front of the rim, no good. Hart the board, moved up by Romel Cora. Shot clock off for the remainder of the first half. Movement coming from Young. He'll set up the play. Down to 7 on the shot clock. Moved around, Young setting up. Ansco, 3, rattles out, put back, rattles out. And at halftime, the Mountaineers roll forward on the score sheet. How about just about doubling up on the stat larks to move to a 50-35 advantage into the locker room.
Mont's On-Time Express, established in 2006, strategically based on the border in Windsor, Ontario, offers its services to anyone in Canada or the United States. From minivans to 24-foot straight trucks, we're committed to make any move, big or small, quick and easy for our customers. For bigger loads, accommodations can be made to supply dry vans as well as flatbed trucks. Our highly trained drivers always follow all safety protocols and precautions to ensure your shipments not only arrive on time, but more importantly, safe. Our dispatch is available 24/7, 365, and we constantly have trucks on the move throughout Ontario, Quebec, and the United States. We are strongly supported by a first-class compliance department so that we meet all current regulations on both sides of the border. We use the most updated dispatch software to access and follow our freight wherever it goes. Our trucks are equipped with GPS and cell phone tracking, so you know when your shipment will arrive. Being CSA Fast, PIP, CT-PAT, and SmartWay approved, we can accommodate all of our customers' requests. When it needs to be on time, Mont's On Time Express.
Welcome back to the Sportsplex on the campus of St. Clair College, also the site of OCA Men's Championship Basketball. We're at the halftime break of our bronze medal game. It's the Mohawk Mountaineers leading the Lambton Lions 50-35. Before we get into our halftime stats and that, I want to talk to this very special lady who's working behind the scenes, so to speak. Of course, I've known her for a few years now, since her playing days at the University of Windsor. Georgia Riznita, she's working with the OCA as a facilitator. What exactly does the OCA facilitator do?
So thank you, first of all, for having me on. You do a magical job putting this together and broadcasting. So this position is new this year. It is a coordination between the OCAA and the OBA and OABO in order for us to continue to standardize and educate our officials.
Okay. So, yeah, it's all about the officials then, and which is a very important element. Before we get into the officiating here at this tournament, let's put it out there, okay, Georgia? Officials are needed.
100%.
In every sport. It's not just basketball. And I think this is a great idea that you're getting involved with the other leagues, and maybe it'll spark just that need we have for young up-and-coming officials.
Absolutely. I think that the pandemic kind of exposed our holes in regards to our lack of officials, and the game is growing, and we need people, we need bodies, but more importantly, we need an understanding that criticals are a critical pathway of providing a service, and that service is basketball.
We talked to Paul Carter earlier in the week on the broadcast, Georgia. Paul Carter's been officiating forever, as you know.
Yep, and he's wonderful.
And he's wonderful for sure. And he talked about how tough it is for officials to want to stay involved because of what's going on in some of the arenas, some of the stadiums. I get that. Also, too, it's a different mindset. But I wanted to emphasize, and I mentioned it to Paul, and I'll mention it to you. This is a great way to make some extra money, but also be part of something really special and something that you can do for a long time and make it worth your while.
Yeah, and make a difference. I think that a lot of people start their pathway in basketball through playing and then might get involved in coaching. But officiating is one of those things that if we have people involved in the sport that know the sport, can contribute and grow and develop the sport. So you're 100% correct.
What's the toughest part about getting into officiating?
I think a couple of things. I think one, it's a time commitment.
Right.
A lot of the games happen throughout the day, high school, and it takes up your weekend. So if you are young, then it works. But if you're older and have a family or a job, then it's a little challenging. So I think that all of us have to work together to try to create a system where people can be recruited and retained and grow and mostly supported. Because I think Paul is correct in his indication that a lot of the playing arenas right now are not healthy and toxic.
Yeah. Well, excuse me. That's something that's in the works. It's a work in progress. I want to get to the officiating here and the importance of this tournament, and of course officials have come over, and part of your job here, I think, is to evaluate the ongoing officiating staff that's working this tournament. What is that like, and what are you looking for from your officials when you get to a tournament like this?
Well, first I'd like to say thank you to St. Clair College and the OC2A for putting on this tournament. The OC2A is the last in Ontario that has two 18 tournaments. We have a total of 24 officials. The other site is Niagara, and there's 12 officials that are the top officials in the OC2A for the women's side and then the men's side. So the importance is to get here, be prepared, but more importantly, adjust as the tournament grows and, grow with how the teams grow in the tournament.
Well, I could say, you're the pro here. I'm just observing. But it seems as though the officials have been very consistent here.
Yeah.
There's been a couple of calls here and there, but there's always going to be bumps no matter what. It's a fast-paced game. It's split-second decisions. But I think overall, I want to give kudos to the officials here. I think they've done a magnificent job. They haven't been a factor in the game, I don't think, in any game throughout this tournament up to this point. And that's really what you want from your officials. If it's all quiet and there's nobody saying, well, the officials ruined the game, you're doing a good job then.
Well, I appreciate that. One of the things that we spoke to our officials about is that professionalism in terms of consistency and making sure that we're working together with the players and the coaches to provide that. So I appreciate the compliment, and I will pass that on to the officials.
Yes, please do. And so today's officials, is that as a part of the evaluation that went on? And we got the crew here for the bronze game, then you have a crew for the gold medal game.
Yes. So the format of this tournament changed from 4 games on Friday to 2 and 2. So we had a total of 12 officials. We took the best officials from Friday and then gave them some semifinals. And then from those semifinals, we evaluated them and said, okay, this is who's progressing and this is who's going to do the gold.
That's a lot of pressure on you and your colleagues.
It is, but I think that it's a joint effort, and I think that the officials have been very amazing in terms of their openness and vulnerability in terms of working on the game and talking about the game and looking at it. Because you're right, you make about 5,000 decisions in a game, and then 4 are criticized, where the other 996 are not.
Yeah, what's the dialogue like? I would imagine you go back and talk to the officials after the game. You have some notes here and there. I've seen it in all leagues. What's their reaction like, and have they, are they open to the critique of what you're doing?
Absolutely. So the goal for our observation is to get them discussing and be open and honest with them, but getting to hear their voices and their opinions and their insights, and then we're there to encourage and facilitate and discuss next steps and growth.
All right. I'm going to let you get back at it.
Yeah, I wanted to thank you for all your professionalism and leadership over the years. I know I've known you for a long time, but
sorry about your luck on that one.
Well, no, actually, I feel very blessed on that. So thank you for everything you do.
Yeah. Okay, great stuff.
Yeah, thank you.
Okay, Georgia Riznita, OCA facilitator. That's a new job, because I had never heard of that up to this point. So that's why I wanted to ask about it. But we're certainly glad to have you on board, and we're fortunate to have you. Good stuff. Okay, we're going to let Georgia get back to work. I'm going to take a timeout. When we come back, Logan, of course, will break down that first half for us. You're watching OCA men's basketball on We Digital Productions.
The officer found me, and I was bleeding to death.
I was diagnosed with a very rare disease, which basically affects the body's ability to produce blood cells.
I received several blood transfusions from 14 different donors.
It's heartwarming that so many people factored into keeping me alive.
That beautiful gift to give blood, you saved my life.
It only takes a moment of your time, but it means a lifetime of benefit.
Become a blood donor. Visit blood.ca and book an appointment now.
Where are you headed?
Just gonna hang out.
If any of your buddies ever pressure you to take a drink, just tell them you promised your dad you wouldn't.
I promise. Love you too, Dad.
They really do hear you. For tips on what to say, visit underagedrinking.samhsa.gov.
When it comes to vaping, the truth can get clouded. So let's make it clear. Vaping is not safe for youth.
Because vaping can put microscopic particles into your lungs.
And dangerous things like metals into your body.
And nicotine, which can harm a person's brain development through their mid-20s.
With appealing flavors, high nicotine levels, and lots of promotion on social media.
Many kids think vaping is harmless, but it's not.
So talk to your kids about the risks of vaping.
Because when you talk, they hear you.
We continue on with our halftime report here at the St. Clair College Sportsplex. OCA men's basketball action here on We Digital. It's the bronze medal game of the OCA championships. Mohawk leading 50-35 over Lambton. Logan Kuchera, as mentioned, here to break down that first half. We talked about it at the top of the broadcast, Logan, where this is a tough game for both teams because of the emotional letdown from yesterday, not getting into that gold medal game. I was really impressed with Mohawk, though, and not because they're leading, but I just think they seem to have a little more motivation. They seem to have a little more urgency in their game right now.
Yeah, I agree with you. They brought it in the first half. They have more energy. You can tell Lambton's kind of looking a little sluggish in that first half, and the medal is still a medal. So both teams should be bringing it, and we'll see how the second half goes.
Yeah, you're to your point. It's a medal. It's something to hang your hat on, and you want to finish the season on a winning note.
Yeah, right? Exactly. Yeah, and like I said at the beginning of the game, Mohawk had to get to the basket, and they've showed that in the first half.
Lambton absolutely shot the lights out yesterday. Today they're really struggling. What happens what's going on with that, Logan? What can you tell us? You've always been a hot shooter. I don't know. I don't ever remember having a slump, but obviously they're in a little bit of a slump today. What happens mentally there?
Yeah, I think mentality-wise, you have to think, okay, what's going to be best for my team, and that's driving to the basket now. So I think the focus for Lambton is taking it to the basket and less shots.
Well, you look at the three-point field goals. Lambton's 3 for 15 to our point. And,
yeah.
I mean, yesterday was probably the opposite, where they maybe only missed 2 or 3 shots. So a real change there for them. They're only at 20%. Free throws, they're 6 of 10. Mohawk 8 of 10. Turnovers are pretty even. Points off turnovers, Mohawk's winning that battle. Rebounds are even. Steals, Mohawk has the edge there, but the number's pretty indicative of the first half, I would say. So what are you telling your players now? This is your last half of basketball for the year. This is it. What are you saying to your players at this point?
Yeah, I think, you just got to stay composed, keep a positive mindset, and bring that energy. The energy is what really matters right now, because if one player gets down, it could bring the whole team down. So staying together as a group and working hard.
All right. Let's see if they can do that. It's going to be a good half, I'm sure. Mohawk leading 50-35. Quick timeout. When we come back, we'll check back in with Justin Prince and Jana Kuchera for the call. It's the OCA Men's Basketball Championships on We Digital Productions.
Did you know that the most severe injuries in our region are motor vehicle crashes? 65% of road fatalities last year were directly the result of distracted driving. 90% of injuries arriving in our emergency rooms are preventable. Our message to you this summer is put down the phone. Just drive. Let's work together to keep our trauma stretchers empty.
Welcome back, everyone, to Windsor, Ontario for the start of the third quarter for the bronze medal game between the Mountaineers and the Lions. Justin Brooks, Janica Sarah with you as we get ourselves back going here. It has been a strong day for the Mohawk Mountaineers, to say the very least, with a chance to win their first medal in about nearly a decade.
It has been. You know what? They came ready to play today right from that first quarter, and they've shown that they have been the dominating team so far in this game.
Amongst the team players dominating their way, Jerry Mercury Jr., a double-double already, 18 points, 10 rebounds. 10 points also picked up by Stepan Ensko. We're back underway for the start of the third quarter of play. Tyrell Miller passes it out to Jeremy Joseph. Joseph pulls up, misses to start off the corner.
Another big rebound by Mercury Jr. there.
Open boards now in the game. Moved around the outside. Gail Kaora moved to Mercury Jr. Out to Ansco. Taken away. Deep three. Yes, sir.
We were talking about him a lot in the first half. He's proven himself here in this bronze medal game.
Second triple of the game. When it comes to Lambton's offense, Miller led the way with 16 points scoring in the first half. 12 for Joseph. No good on that three. Moved to Hart on the pass. Off to Mercury Jr. Now Kale. Over to Rommel. Back to Kale. Outside. Three. Doesn't get the roll. One of the players with strong rebounding ability all game so far. Opportunity Shawami. 13 rebounds now. As the triple falls. Gakira. What a difference a day makes with Akira. From his season high 25 points to his first bucket there.
Absolutely. And you know what? There's always going to be those days. One day, you come ready to play, you're knocking down everything. And the next, you're giving out assists.
Mercury Jr. the three, good.
His stat line again once impressive.
Miller moved out. Now over to Joseph. Joseph spins, fades, makes. 56-40 the score, about 2 minutes into this third quarter of play on Wheat Digital. Mercury Jr. cuts down to the baseline, off the pass, intercepted. Miller tries to get around. Rommel Kaora on the drive, makes it work.
He's very good at finishing with the defender in his face.
Kaora calling for movement down the baseline. Kaora moving over to Ansco. Now to Hart. Up on the shot clock. Rommel Kaora. 7 on the shot clock. Still passing to the outside. Now taking the mid-range. Kale Kaora bounces its way into the cup.
Got the lucky bounce to go there.
Kaora fan club ringing the cowbells there. Miller pulling the strings. Can't get them to attach. Opportunity Shawami picking up the board there with Joseph off the pass. No good. Over the back called against Hart. That's Hart's third personal. First team foul of the quarter. That going against Babatunde Shawami on the personal for his second team first. But Nedelkov in turn, regardless, comes into the game. Kaora. Rommel moved down low. Low post. Miller swats it. Now trying to drive it off the front rim. No good. Moved up quickly by the lines. Joseph draws contact, and there's the third personal for Hart in the team first.
Doesn't look like Journey Joseph's legs bugging him at all. He's doing a great job still getting to the paint and getting those foul calls.
Joseph, however, misses the first free throw for him today. He started off the day 4 for 4. One thing's talked about in a bit during that halftime, free throws. 60% as a team for the Stripe. They miss both free throws there. Trying to draw the jump ball, Kakira. Jump ball is triggered. Possession arrow back to Mohawk.
Yep, Hart had his hand on the ball. He got lucky there, though, because it could have been reaching.
Quickly, Kaora. Pass corner to Rommel for 3. Good.
Brother to brother. I love to see it.
Kaora connection.
It's like they know exactly where they are in the court.
Sizing things up now, Wilson. Move back out to Joseph. Trying to get around Kaora on the drive. Gets it to work. Mountaineers still lead by 17. Rommel Kaora for 3 again. Yes, he's got it.
The brother connection continues. Back-to-back plays.
2 triples for Rommel in this quarter. To the triple goes Lambton, no good. Up by Ramel this time to Kale. He takes the three. He misses the three. Joseph takes it. Trying to draw the charge. Is drawn. Joseph called for the personal, his second.
He knew exactly what he was going to do, so he set up his feet and took the charge.
And a substitution. Kendi coming in, coming out. Wilson. The response back now from the Mountaineers. Gill coming in. Out. Hart. Moved up from the top. One-on-one with Joseph. Kalora. Man-to-man look for Mercury Jr. on the three. Back of the rim, no good. Picked up, second chance. Ansko leaning back.
Ansko with a nice rebound there to get that putback. He's been a huge presence on the offensive board.
Kendi gives it off to Joseph. Joseph trying to drive it. Contested again. Doesn't get the rule this time. Gill does draw the reach. And another personal against Joseph. That is foul number 3 for Journey Joseph.
Being a little too aggressive, hands on, and he'll get that foul call.
Gill drawing at that time as Kale Kalora coming out. Young coming in, also coming in now for Lambton. Thorpe. He comes in for Kakira. Coach Junker setting up the play call from the side. Young working, trying to cut left, gives it off. Mercury Jr. getting around Thorpe, jumper, rolls in with the help of the rim.
Nice jump shot there by Mercury Jr. Got a big step around Thorpe and was able to get it up.
Miller over Young, hits the side of the rim, no good. Melkora on the rebound once again. Ansko setting up in the top corner. Romel Kalora drives it himself, doesn't matter, good.
Almost got a hard hit that knocked him down, but he was able to stay up on his feet.
Down low, Miller, bucket good.
Good patience there by Miller.
Set play drawn up again for Mohawk. Mercury Jr. moving around the edge of the arc. Young moves to the near side, trying to speed around Miller. Outside, Gill bobbles the ball. Now tries to drive it, called for the travel. And back their direction we go.
Looks like he might have stepped one too many times. Too fast.
4 minutes to go in the third, 70-46. Mohawk, and a whistle drawn for the other direction. Joseph trying on the drive there, and Mohawk basketball.
Journey Joseph not looking too happy after that play.
No personal.
He was hoping for a foul call on that drive.
Mercury Jr. to Thorpe, fading back, can't get it to drop. And over the back may be the play here. Ansko over Miller. Yes. Ansko's third personal. Looks like this will trigger a substitution for Michael Berry. Speaking of Ansko, 13 points. And now he's getting pulled around, and they'll keep Ansko now in, now move him back out. Coach Jonker all the way up to about half court, calling for his team communication. Joseph out to Miller, working through the double, trying to get over Guild, can't. Tapped out, picked up by the Mountaineers, thrown out of bounds, intended for Berry as it hits the face paint table.
Trying to push it up the court, just unable to get a good pass.
Your thoughts on Journey Joseph today?
He's come along in this third quarter here. He was a little quiet in the first half, but he's doing everything he can to continue to drive to that bucket.
16 points so far on the day. Joseph moves up to the top. Miller drives it in. Yun on the contact. And one. Yun caught for his first personal.
Good take by Miller there.
He's still been one of the positives for Lambton. 22 points today.
He has been. He's just able to get the ball to go in.
He had one completed. So it's 21-point Mohawk advantage. Mercury Jr. move to Yun. Outside Gill. Over top, contested on the roll. It's good.
Nice strong take by Gill there.
Moved around by Kendi to Miller. Back to Joseph. Joseph taking a three, making a three.
Add another 3 points.
Quickly thrown down the floor. Barry throws it up. No good. Picked up by Thorpe. Momentum starting to shift the touch. Kendi. Bounce pass to Joseph. Contested. Doesn't get the bounce he looks for.
Mohawk still trying to push the pace here.
Ramel Kalora spinning, driving, making.
The Clair brothers use the backboard really well when they get inside the paint.
It's been a very effective second half for Ramel. So far in the half, 10 points. Jump shot, good. Joseph for three. Three starting to wake up. Mercury Jr. drives it in, draws the whistle.
As soon as the ball came in, he called for it. He was already down the court. He was pushing the pace and got that foul call.
Taking a look at Ramel Kalora's stat line, a near double-double. 16 points, 7 rebounds now, but he's also been very effective in the passing game.
That's right. He's getting it done on both ends. Scoring, distributing, and getting those rebounds.
Mel now substituted off with Mercury Jr. to the line. Thorpe caught on the personal, his first. Mid-50 go in the third. Mercury Jr. makes the first of two. Second's good. Now, when looking back to the history books and the past champions, we mentioned Mohawk winning the silver medal in 2015-16. You have to go all the way back to the last century for the last time they scored the bronze medal. No good on the shot by Miller. Last time they picked up that medal, 1998-99 in the bronze category. Joseph the three, good.
That would have been one. It's a long time ago.
Down the floor, Mercury Jr. Off the rim, no good. And keep in mind, Lambton has a lot of momentum in terms of their medal program, a lot recent. Here's the replay.
Good call by the refs.
Barry is first. Both close to triggering the bonus for the respective opponent. Joseph kicked down to Kendi. Back out to Joseph. Joseph a pump. Joseph a drive. Joseph the front rim. No good. Picked up by Mercury Jr. Yun pumping. Now calling for Mercury Jr. on the roll forward. Cam Kalora takes the run through. No whistle. Now it's offensive foul time for Cal Kalora's third.
Feet were set just outside the restricted area. That was a good call and good play by the Lion.
Kendi now set up for the inbound. Munsto's now in. Gakira, Ensko, the respective sides. Down to the final minute. Miller drives it in to cut the count to 76-60. Cal Kalora sizes up, stepping back, stepping forward. Move back to Yun. Up with Miller, now the switch over. Hart Gets Johnny Joseph the jump. Now around Barry, loses his defender. Hart moved out. Kale Kaora taking the mid-range, draws contact. Kendi this time picks up the defensive foul, his second.
Nice passing sequence there by the Mohawk Mountaineers. Lots of patience to get the open guy a good look.
We talked a fair bit about Ramel Kaora. Kale's also been very solid too tonight. Quietly though, 9 points. But it's been more the pass to assist guy at times tonight.
He has had some nice assists. Although it says 3, it feels like more.
Hence the term pass to the assist.
Exactly.
And that's critical, the pass to assist part, because you can't set up the assist without a good pass to then set up said assist.
You got that right.
Second one's no good. 1 for 2 at the strike. Kendi. Moved out. And another whistle. And back the other way. Offensive foul.
Kendi being a little too aggressive there. Extending that arm as he was cutting into the paint, passing the ball.
So in the span of a minute, Kendi draws a charge, picks up an offensive foul, and picks up an offensive foul. Shot clock off. Kendi substituted out. Clock not rolling. They'll have to redo this. Likely the clock now rolling. They had an extra 3 seconds there. Kale Kaora settling down. Given to Ensko, knocked out of bounds with 3.3 on the clock. And it looks like they'll get the chance to inbound. Moved up to Hart. Hart pass out. Barry, 3 at the buzzer, no good. And the Mohawk Mountaineers lead 77-60. They are just 10 minutes away from picking up their first medal since 2016. More coverage coming up right around the corner. You're watching We Digital.
For every big breath, for every little breath, and for every breath in between, Ontario Power Generation is committed to keeping Ontario's air clean. That's why the power we generate is 99% free of smog and carbon emissions. Because clean air matters to us all.
Did you know that the most severe injuries in our region are motor vehicle crashes? 65% of road fatalities last year were directly the result of distracted driving. 90% of injuries arriving in our emergency rooms are preventable. Our message to you this summer is, put down the phone. Just drive. Let's work together to keep our trauma stretchers empty.
Welcome back, everyone, to Windsor, Ontario for the start of the fourth quarter. Bronze medal game continues here on We Digital. Justin Prince, Jenica Serra with you. And so far, it has been a dominant performance for Mohawk. Jerry Mercury Jr. played all but 1 minute exiting that quarter. Here's a look at the quick stats.
Second chance points for Mohawk, 11. Lambton only 7. And points in the paint, dominating at 30 to Lambton's 22. That's been a huge difference maker here in tonight's game.
And a lot of those rebounds that helped set up the second chance points coming from Jerry Mercury Jr. He's got 5 offensive rebounds, 13 total, and 25 points to lead the way for the Mountaineers. Lambton has the ball to start things off. The big thing to mention, Wilson gets rejected as he's knocked out of bounds. He's not been one of those involved in the offense. You know who has? Miller and Joseph. Here's the thing. They've scored 50 of the 60 points for the Lions. That's knocked off the backboard. Let me put this. You cannot win with just 2 players scoring every point.
No, you can't. I was just thinking about that and wrapping my head around that they have 50 of their 60 points, which is incredible for them too. But with that being said, it's a team game. More of Lambton's players need to score.
So 16 still on the shot clock. On the floor, Kikira, Miller, Wilson, Joseph, Babatunde, Shawami on the court. Got a quick clarification to move the shot clock to 15. Back underway. Wilson. Moved outside. On the roll. Tapped out of bounds. Still 8 on the shot clock.
Mohawk guarded that really nicely and was able to get their hands up so that Babatunde Shawami could not get an easy pass.
Bound to Babatunde Shawami. Now around Wilson. 4 on the shot clock. Taking a shot. Making just his second make of the game. Those tuning in, keep an eye on the multi-screen. The Women's Basketball Championship bronze medal coming down to a wire as well. That in its final 5 minutes, within 2 points as well. Kale Kalora, up and under, good.
Again, good patience by Kale.
Miller, sized up with Ramel. Wilson taking a very long 3, makes his second triple of the game.
He's feeling it. Back-to-back shots for Wilson.
And just like that, a third option appears out from the distance. Hart to Ensko, steps out of bounds. Back the other direction. Just past 1 minute into the fourth quarter of play. 79 for Mohawk, 65 for Lambton. The battle for a bronze medal. Lambton looking for back-to-back bronze medals. Mohawk looking for their first medal since 2016. Wilson again for 3, yes sir!
He's on fire. They're going to have to put a hand in his face. That was too easy.
Mel Kamara looking to pass it off to Hart. Extra pass. Ansko wide open. Misses the 3. Shawami on the board. Wilson set up on the top. Miller takes it from the top. No good. Ansko on the rebound. Ansko takes it up himself. Hart calling for the motion with Ramel. Given off to Mercury Jr. Has a size mismatch. Now the help. The drive. Doesn't matter.
Doesn't matter. Still able to get the job done.
Joseph gives it off to Wilson. One and a long 3. Takes a slightly shorter one for the bucket.
What a shot by Wilson. Up fake to go around. Still get that 3-point in.
3 triples in the span of 2 minutes for Wilson. Kale Cora draws contact. Miller with his first personal, team first. And the ball thrown high up nearly to the ceiling. Let's take a look.
Yeah. Nice patience by Kale there to get that foul call.
And a clarification being looked like from Coach Jonker because of how high the ball was just thrown, nearly into the ceiling.
Well, they had called technical on Miller right before that, and then another Lion player threw the ball up. So they're expecting a second technical here.
That's what the clarification is being talked about here. Again, the Mountaineers still up by 10, 81-71. Now a second official comes to explain the situation. Still, we talked about this yesterday. Mohawk was down by a comparable distance in this game. 26 points the Mountaineers were up earlier on in this game. Mohawk nearly came back. They were within 7 points of the comeback. Ansko drops the technical. And now Kale Kohler to the line to shoot 2. Chance to grow the gap a little bit more in double digits. The first one is good from Kale Kohler. Kale Kohler now 13 points on the day. Second's no good. The Mountaineers lead by 12 after the technical in the 1 of 2 trip at the stripe. Wilson looking for another three. A dead good!
Wilson. Back-to-back-to-back triples.
Jerry Wilson going unconscious from outside. Mercury Jr. off to Cal Calora. 10 of the shot clock. Driving by, open around Gakira and good. Wilson trying to open up some lanes. Miller with the ball, moved out to the corner, looking for Gakira to get involved. He makes a three. Timeout called by Mohawk.
Lambton Lions passing the ball around nicely to get that open look.
And it's raining threes here in Windsor.
Making it look easy there. Lambton came out on fire in this fourth quarter, I should say.
And what a difference a few minutes makes. Jerry Wilson, before this quarter started, had 3 points, 1 for 5. He has scored 14 points in the span of about 4 minutes.
Like I was saying, sometimes you come into a game and you're not hitting anything, so you have to do all the other little things, and he's been doing that. But finally, his shot has been knocking down in this last quarter here.
So how do you stop him?
Tighter defense. Make it harder for him. Harder than you ever have. You have a medal on the line, right? Only a couple minutes left.
So now, 85-77, Lambton closing in. Lambton has not led in this game for a while. The last time they really led was in the first quarter, in fact. Now, Mohawk with the ball, 7:05 to go in the fourth quarter of play. On the floor for the Mountaineers, the Kaworas. Ramel and Kale. Young lined up alongside Ansco. Mercury Jr., the 5. Kale driving straight down to the middle, no good. Ball knocked out of bounds, stays Mohawk possession with a fresh 14 on the shot clock. They're trying to get the inbound in, now given to the corner. Work to Kale Kalora. Out to Yun, 7 on the shot clock. Yun down, past net. Yokov draws the whistle.
Nice strong take there by Young. He saw an opening and he was able to get it up.
Yokov caught for his second. That's the third team foul.
Yep, he got him.
So, Ivan Yun to the line to shoot 2. Misses the first of 2. And that may be a big time for that. 3 misses in the first 3 quarters as a team for Mohawk.
And this is when you need to hit your foul shots in this last quarter.
And now they've missed 3 in the first 3+ minutes of the fourth. Joseph driving. Piece of it picked up by Mohawk. Here comes Yun. Yun looping back over to Mercury Jr. Mercury Jr. elects to drive it. Stripped by Miller. Here's to be Mohawk ball.
I think Mercury Jr. was looking for a foul call there. Said the guy was all over his arm.
So Mercury Jr. will inbound with 15 of the shot clock. Give it to Ansco. Way deep for 3. No good. And another whistle. And Young going down to the over to the back.
Yep, got sandwiched in between the Lambton guys and was over Wilson's back there.
Young's second personal. Just the first team foul for Mohawk. Taken up by Miller. Out to Wilson. Screen set by Joseph. Wilson left. Trying to drive. Driving for the cup, yes.
Young was playing tighter defense around the arc, but Wilson was still able to get by him for the 2 points.
Lambton started off this quarter trailing by 17 points. They're down by just 6 with 4 minutes down in the fourth quarter. No good from Mohawk. Here comes Miller. Outside, Gakira. The three. This time no good.
A little too strong there by Gakira.
Moved up by Ramel Kaora. Looking to his left. Ansko in the corner, stripped away. Taken away by Joseph. Wilson sets up outside. The three. Yes, again.
Jerry Wilson with another three-pointer to bring him back within 3 points.
17 points in the fourth quarter for Wilson. Yun, given outside. Ramel Kaora, the three, no good. Picked up by Ned Yokov. Taken up by Miller. Wilson slow up on the trail. Wilson watches Miller lose it. Picked up. Gakira, good. Lambton's within one.
Sometimes that's all it takes. A couple changes in possession, bucket scored, and look at, now it's a 1-point game.
Gail Kaora trying to call the play. 12 with the shot clock. Ramel works it into the paint. Ramel now works out for the low post. Guard by Wilson. Wilson thought about trying to take the charge. Ansko taking the three. Front rim, no good. Picked up. And this may cause a stoppage with the shot clock. No, they'll say violation. Lambton basketball.
Thought it hit the rim, but maybe he was too late in releasing it.
Miller takes it all the way across the timeline. Clock now starts. Past halfway in the fourth quarter. 85-84 for three. Couldn't get the lead there. Second chance, Joseph. Contested over. Anska gets it to go.
And just like that, Lambton, 1-point advantage.
Cal Kaora under the basket, gets the point back.
And we know he's capable of doing that, and there he gets the response.
4 minutes to go in regulation. Miller, the set play to Wilson. One-on-one with Yun. Trying to drive it, loses the ball. Yun picks it up on the rebound. Mercury Jr. holds on to it, and Yokov trying to reach, spins around him, takes the drive, misses, gets his own miss, puts it up, gets a third miss, picked up by Wilson. Wilson takes it up, keeps it himself, move to Joseph, pass down low, open, and Yokov for the bucket.
Mohawk wasn't ready for that, and they left him wide open.
Lambton, it has been a comeback to remember. This bronze medal game down by as many as 26 points. Inside, Ansko good.
Good patience by Ansko there. He didn't really know what to do when he picked up the ball, but he had that wide open shot, and he just took one big step.
Miller and Wilson communicating before setting the play. Wilson swaps spots with Miller. Now to Joseph. Joseph drives to his right, over Ramel. Kaora for the bucket, good.
He's really stepped up here in that fourth quarter. Some big buckets down the stretch.
Gail Kaora gives it off to Mercury Jr., taking a three with a man in his face. It's good.
Count it. What a shot by Mercury Jr. there. Wasn't backing down at all.
Miller trying to back down his man. Wilson, fade. Piece of it picked up by Young.
Good defense there by Young.
Ramel Kaora given to Kale. Coming up to 2 minutes to go in regulation. Kale Kaora gives it out. Young, three, missed, tap in, no good for Mercury Jr. Line slow the tempo for a moment. Joseph takes the three from behind, no good. Mercury Jr. on the rebound. Young draining the clock, no one in the paint. Isolation, Young over Wilson, drives, gets it in. And a timeout called. And taken by the Lions. Mohawk now leads 94-90.
Nice pass there by Journey Joseph. And on that last play, Mohawk coach told his players to slow it down, and that's exactly what they did, and Young was able to get that bucket in.
So, what do you do now as the main? Giving it Kakira after the quick inbound, misses the three. Hart on the rebound. Clara's working together off the court. Mercury Jr. and Young rounding out their five. Now Cora has the screen set by Hart. Hart waddles over. 10 on the shot clock. Play starts. Ramel Cora takes it in the paint. Out to Hart. 4 on the shot clock. Now Kale Cora, floater, lane, good.
That was a huge bucket.
Mountaineers now lead by 6. Miller responds, other end, no good. Mercury Jr. the rebound. Mountaineers being told to slow it down by the assistants. 1 minute to go. Ramel looks over towards his coach. 5 on the shot clock. Looking for the dagger. Steps back for 3. Off the front of the rim, no good. Joseph goes high tempo. Joseph tries to spin it. Nearly lose the ball. Gets poked. Battle with Young. Young with the steal. Joseph tries to draw the jump ball. Can't. Taken away by the Mountaineers with 32 seconds left. Half-court trap. Got it across to Kale Kaora. Trying to play keep away as Young draws the whistle. And that was Lambton's foul to give with 23 seconds to go.
Lots of adrenaline rushing there, back and forth. Lambton trying to get a bucket to keep it close, and Mohawk gets the steal.
That Miller drawing the whistle. Look at the grandstands as the timeout is taken, and the shot clock now off with 23 seconds to go. Tough situation if you're Lambton now. What do?
You either get a quick 2 or you go for that 3. It'll be interesting to see what coach writes up in the play here.
Jerry Mercury Jr. has been again huge. You can argue even better than yesterday. Not the 2020 performance, but 30 points, 16 rebounds, impressive.
Definitely better than yesterday. You know what? I was talking to him after the game, and he said he was quite devastated. So he came back today, bounced back, was even more focused, even more tuned in, and his stats just prove it right there. Very impressive game by him, and I know he'll be happy after this one when the buzzer goes off.
So a few more moments to draw things up. Saints fans continue to make their way in. Once again, the gold medal game scheduled for 3:30 p.m. Eastern Time here on We Digital. George Brown, St. Clair to decide who wins the provincial title. 23 seconds left. They've now put 14 seconds on the shot clock after initially turning it off at the time of the timeout. Mohawk with possession. In women's basketball, a bronze medal has been awarded to the Algonquin Wolves. Congratulations to Algonquin as they pick up the medal, 56-52 over Fanshawe. And there's the intentional foul after the inbound to Hart. Wilson taking his personal there. So now it's Hart to the line to shoot two. So when it comes to Hart, no free throw attempts yesterday in the semifinal. But he misses the first in the bronze medal game.
Maybe a little bit of pressure and nerves. It happens.
His first trip to the strike today. And both no good, but a whistle on the rebound. And that was with possibly, yes, a lane violation. Babartune Shawami.
That's unfortunate. That's something you want to prevent, especially with only 21 seconds left and you're down.
Hart misses again. Ansco with the board stripped away. Pass to Miller, nearly tapped away. Miller, wide open drive, misses with no one around him. Intentional foul taken by Wilson again with 10.5 seconds to go.
That was a crazy sequence. I got caught watching down there on the rebound for that foul shot. Wow.
Miller with a miss, wide open.
We didn't see that, I don't think, all game. He was making them all, even well guarded. And he gets that free opportunity. Just couldn't put it in. Oh, wow.
And a substitution in. Remember how we talked about an injury to Daniel Graham? He played yesterday with a broken wrist. He is on the court to close out this bronze medal matchup. First free throw is good. A huge moment for Daniel Graham, the third-year player from Hamilton.
Absolutely. I think that's great that he's out there on the court.
Picked up by Romel Kalora. And he draws more free throws after another offensive rebound off the misses. So for Mohawk, it's their first medal in about 7 years. And there goes Graham getting the chance to at least appear in one final game. After all, he led the team in scoring this year.
That's great. He definitely deserves this moment. He's helped his team get to where they are today. And he's been a huge piece on the Mohawk Mountaineers this season.
So Graham returns to the bench for Kale Kalora. And at the line is Ramel. Free throw good, 99-90. 9 seconds to go. Taken up by Miller. Miller, uncontested, drives, makes it. But they are out of time. The Mohawk Mountaineers, their time to pick up a bronze is now. It's their first medal since 2016. They win 99-92. A big victory for the Mountaineers program. Get it done over the lines today, Jenna.
That was a great game by both teams. And Mohawk had a huge bounce back from yesterday. And they will earn that bronze medal here today.
Post-game coverage coming up. You're watching We Digital for coverage of the OCAA Men's Basketball Championship from Windsor, Ontario. Congratulations again, the bronze medalists, the Mohawk Mountaineers.
Mont's On-Time Express, established in 2006, strategically based on the border in Windsor, Ontario, offers its services to anyone in Canada or the United States. From minivans to 24-foot straight trucks, we're committed to make any move, big or small, quick and easy for our customers. For bigger loads, accommodations can be made to supply dry vans as well as flatbed trucks. Our highly trained drivers always follow all safety protocols and precautions to ensure your shipments not only arrive on time, but more importantly, safe. Our dispatch is available 24/7, 365, and we constantly have trucks on the move throughout Ontario, Quebec, and the United States. We are strongly supported by a first-class compliance department so that we meet all current regulations on both sides of the border. We use the most updated dispatch software to access and follow our freight wherever it goes. Our trucks are equipped with GPS and cell phone tracking, so you know when your shipment will arrive. Being CSA Fast, PIP, CTPAT, and SmartWay approved, we can accommodate all of our customers' requests. When it needs to be on time, Mont's On Time Express.
Welcome back to the St. Clair College Sportsplex here in Windsor, Ontario. OCA Men's Championship Basketball unfolding. The bronze medal game has just been completed. Congratulations goes out to the Mohawk Mountaineers. They win the bronze medal 99-92 over Lambton. Logan Kuchera, as always, joins us. And you know what? Lambton, I give them a lot of credit. They were down most of the game. They were down big points at one time. They found a way to come back, but really waited too long, I think.
Yeah, I think a little too late in the game, and they tried their best, but it just didn't work out in their end.
Yeah, the first half it was two players doing all the scoring, and then some of the other players picked up the slack. How did Mohawk manage to win this game?
They brought energy the entire game. They never let down once. They worked together as a group, and if you look at the score sheet, all of them scored together.
Yeah, it was pretty balanced, and again, they were very calm throughout the entire game. They brought the energy, as you mentioned, but very calm. It was a very disciplined performance, I thought.
Yeah, and they were on both ends of the court, defense and offense, rebounding. They were driving, shooting those open shots, and came together.
What does it mean to them, to the players? I mean, everybody wants to win the gold. We understand that. But what does it mean to salvage something from the tournament, come away with a bronze medal?
Yeah, I mean, a bronze medal is a bronze medal, right? It's still a great accomplishment, and it's something that the Mohawk Mountaineers worked for their entire season, right? Mm-hmm. They should still be proud of themselves.
Yeah, they've had a great year. They battled for first place all year long. Lost it in the last week to the Saints, of course.
Yep.
And just a great job, though, by Coach Brian Jonker and the crew there at Mohawk. Also want to give kudos to Lambton, though. This is a team. They have many of their players returning next year. I can't even imagine what this team's going to be like next year.
Yeah, I mean, they're a hard group of guys. Like, they're underdogs, right? Not a lot of people, I think, have respect for them because they always come and they're a chippy team, but they work hard, and they definitely earned their fourth place finish tonight.
I think they're going to be a fun team next year, that's for sure. So that's the story here up to this point. The Mohawk Mountaineers claim the bronze medal. They defeat Lambton 99-92. Now, coming up, of course, we have one more game. It's a significant game. The gold medal match, of course, it features our hometown St. Clair Saints. They'll take on the George Brown Huskies. 3:30 will be the tip. Logan, myself, Justin, and Jana will be here to bring you all the action. We hope you'll tune in. Until then, though, we wish you a great day. Thanks for all the support, and we'll talk to you again very soon.